amazing viewers, a very lovely evening to you all. Welcome to my channel. Yakubu Mahmood, his tenure is to expire in October, I think October or November. And you know, before now there's been talk about Yakubu Mahmood's tenure, who TINUBU is likely going to appoint, if at all, you know, he's going to extend the tenure of Yakubu Mahmood. And we all know that INEC has been a pain in our board, and we are looking for a way to make sure that, okay, there is a good level of, you know, sanitization and sensitization in that institution called INEC. Now, I am one person who believes that Yakubu Mahmood should be removed, but I am also concerned about who is replacing Yakubu Mahmood. So long as we have the president, you know, being the one appointing the INEC chair, we'll keep having problem, because let me tell you, there is no way they are going to be transparent with the whole stuff. With the whole stuff, there is no way they are going to be transparent with it. And there's been call, you know, over, or should I say talk rather, over the Yakubu Mahmood tenure expiration, and of course, you know, the possible appointment of a new INEC chairperson, if that's what TINUBU is going to do. Now, the youth wing of the ADC has, you know, called out the APC TINUBU-led administration towards, or should I say over the Yakubu Mahmood, you know, tenure expiration and possible appointment of a new INEC chairperson. Now they are warning APC, warning TINUBU that, okay, his appointment of a person is not going to save him come 2027. Now everyone is concerned about as to why a president should be the one appointing a person, or a person to head the institution that brings him to power. Even though we saw the House of Rep try to, you know, raise up the issue to see how they can shift it to the Judicial Council, in my opinion, it changes nothing, because that's another wing of the APC that is highly corrupt. So the youth wing of the ADC, they are sending a very strong, you know, warning to TINUBU. I am going to be reading that, but before that, let me show us this video where the assaulted youth copper in Anambra State, you know, came out to give her own side of the story. More things just they happen for this country. Crazy things really happening. I can't really show you guys the video because of YouTube guideline, but the way is it the Agude Chamber or whatever group, security group, you know, in that community in Anambra State did to that young lady, honestly, they're supposed to really stay for jail for a good amount of years, at least 1 year. I'm going to show you the video and then we'll be back.
My name is Edomaelo Jennifer. I'll be getting question. So this incident happened on the 23rd of July, at about 5 p.m. in the evening. I myself and my co-coppers were just in our couple's lodge, charging our phones, minding our own business as youths that we are, as usual. So we heard a knock on the door, and at first we thought it was a neighbor's door, because it was a 3-story building with a lot of flats, a lot of rooms. So we actually thought it was a neighbor's door that was being knocked on. So we ignored the first time, until we heard it again, but this time it was way more aggressive, and it was like the person on the other end was angry about being ignored. So I said, okay, let me go and check if it's our door that is being knocked, or who is at the other end. Even before I got to the door was kicked in. If I had even made a step further, the door would have hit me in, and only God knows what. So on the other end of the door, I saw a masked man with a gun. I don't know what type of gun. And he wasn't wearing any form of uniform, whether military or just plain uniform. He wasn't wearing no form of identification. At first I was afraid that it was an armed robber, until I heard him say, all of you outside. That was when I summoned a little courage and was like, outside as how? All of us here are coppers. All of us in this room, this particular room you kicked in, all of us here are coppers. It was the event of this argument. My colleagues came out and was like, what's going on? And then I told them that he's asking us to come outside for reasons he didn't explain. He didn't even introduce himself or tell us where he's coming from. So my colleague was like, all of us here are coppers. If you want to even see our ID card, he went inside, got his ID card, and even told the others to bring out their ID card and everything for identification, just to clear ourselves. But they ignored, even forced themselves inside our rooms, packed our laptops, our phones, and everything. And they became very, very aggressive. That what gave us rights? What kind of stupid coppers that were doing Yahoo, were doing this and that inside the room? And we're even trying to explain ourselves, even those of us that were not with our ID cards because we came from our PPA. We're even offering to show them our portal, our NYC portal, as evidence that we're coppers, we are serving coppers. They ignored everything and forced us downstairs, pushed us, like, they almost pushed me down the staircase, telling me that I'm the one that is even having mouth. What gave me rights as a woman to challenge them. So when we got downstairs, we saw their vehicle. That was when we even identified that, oh, these people are Anambra Vigilante Group, Babi Odogashi. That was what was written on the vehicles that we saw outside. So when I like, even if you want to force us, even if you want to go with you, we should at least call somebody, either our LGI or we should call our proprietor so that they will know that we're going somewhere with people, because you didn't introduce yourself. We don't even know you. We don't know where you are taking us, so we can't just follow you like that. That was when they started beating me. That what gave me the right, what gave me the mouth to confront them. To tell, they even went ahead to tell us that if we even call anybody or if we contact anybody, that they are going to smash our phones on the floor. They beat me, tore my clothes on my body. Even my colleague that was pleading with them that you cannot be hitting a lady like this. About 5, how many of them they hit her with an iron rod? And why would she be pleading on my behalf? Okay, let them at least let me change before following them. They forced me into the vehicle, or even pressing my neck inside the vehicle, slapping me, doing all sorts of nonsense.
Let me first of all commend the Anambra State, government for faking or swinging into action and seeing to it that the individuals that stormed, the compound, were arrested. But I would love a situation where these people, spend some good amount of time in prison. In all of this stuff that they did, I'm here to wrap my head around the whole stuff. Is it that they were instructed? Because I don't want to believe say that's actually part of their job description. Entering people's compound and start knocking at their door, and then you barge in and then begin to what is it called? You begin to collect their laptop and all that, and then you just label them Yahoo. I don't understand, because you saw laptop and you saw phones. Is it part of their job description that they should storm people's home and start banging on the door? Or you hit at people's gate, open it, and then begin to bang at people's door? This, as much as it's good to set up security outfit, for protection in states, it is also very vital to watch the kind of people being recruited here. Very, very important. Because these people now, simply because they've been armed, they don't see themselves like soldiers, like police force. And then the next thing they are doing is to act like, act the way the EFCC officials do. Who sent them this one now? To the point that a young lady was bold enough to talk to them, and then you say, according to her, who is she as a lady to challenge them? Look, they need to examine some people head though. They need to do serious brain scan for some people before they recruit them into certain jobs. Because in all of these things she said, I don't even know what her fault is. And even if something happened, let's assume she was even rude. Is that why able-bodied men should descend on a female? One not even say, okay, let me even handle her. 8, to the point that they stripped her naked. The kind of rascality where they go on, The kind of rascality where they go on. Look, it is not enough for them to be identified and then arrested. There should be penalty for all this thing. There should be serious consequences for what they did. Because if these people, if they don't get punished, or they don't just not just getting punished, getting them punished and fire them. If they don't get punished, others will still do the same thing. For goodness sakes, I do not want to believe, and I will never believe it, that part of what they told them to be doing is to be knocking at people's gates. You enter compound. That's not what they were set up for. That's not the vigilante they set them up for. Did anybody in the compound call them that there was a crime going on? Things are happening, no. Things are happening. The level of rascality in Nigeria, Kai, is something else. I don't even know how to describe it. Thank you so much. Please do leave your opinion in the comment section. Now, let me quickly read out, what the ADC Youth Wing told TINUBU.
The African Democratic Congress ADC Youth Wing has warned Bola Tinubu against what it described as the illegal manipulation of process of appointing a new chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, with Professor Mahmood Yakubu's tenure as INEC chairman set to expire in December. The group insisted that no partisan appointment will save the ruling APC from defeat in the 2027 elections. Speaking on Tuesday in Abuja under the platform of the African Democratic Youth Congress, National Coordinator Rukaya Lamido Dodo said the party's youth were prepared to resist any form of electoral malpractice. If Tinubu is going to choose the next INEC chairman, he should put Nigeria first, someone with integrity and not given to primordial or partisan interests, she said. Other ADYC leaders, including Director General Murtala Haliru Dantoro and Joshua Nweke Anyoma, echoed her position, stressing that Nigerians had witnessed enough manipulation of the electoral process. On INEC, if Tinubu so wishes, he can make Bayo Onanuga the chairman, but we in ADC, come 2027, we will make INEC do the needful. We are going to defend our vote from the polling unit to the final collation center. They can bring trillions of naira. We are going to collect the money, but we will vote ADC, the group declared. Dantoro also highlighted that last Saturday's by-elections as a show of shame marred by rampant vote buying. To be in a country whereby we cannot make decisions is terrible. Our decisions have become baseless because of criminal vote buying. Now, this is what was reported, and I tell you the truth, there is a whole lot of job cut out for us as citizens. This ADC youth, it shouldn't be just talk alone, it should also be action. They shouldn't wait till 2027. There are a lot of stuff that we can put our heads together as youth to demand for before we get to 2027. Now let's head back to the video to wrap this up.
Now we talk now action now we need for 2027. Whether we talk from now to tomorrow, the appointment of INEC boss is still in the hand of the president. And I do not think the president will allow for it to leave its hands, except the citizens push for it. We cannot even bank on the National Assembly to effectively do that fairly and squarely, because the National Assembly is more or less like a coven where they gather to show solidarity to the number one person. Whether the person is doing bad or the person is doing good, it doesn't matter to them. So we can't bank on the National Assembly to do the needful. Even the whole suggestion of shifting it to the Judicial Council, how far? Have we heard anything about it up until now? We have not. So if we talk about it from now to tomorrow, Tinubu is still going to appoint. So it's either he's going to appoint a new person or he's going to allow Yakubu Mahmood extension, depending on whatever his terms and agreement is. Yakubu Mahmood is not as if he's not doing Tinubu's bid. So definitely he might want to elongate his stay. So what we just need is just action. Action, action, action. Because talk from now to tomorrow, it dey under a hand till now. And once anybody tenure expires, the ball is on him to either elongate the person's tenure which is not even supposed to be, or bring in a new person, which is expected. And we know that there's no way, there's not going to be any form of bias in all these things. Even if he shifted to the judiciary, do you think that TINUBU will not tell Kekere and the rest to make sure they put so person that he wants? Can we just rise up? Eh? Now we're going to need to fight for all these things. Now we on our own will need to fight for them. We alone collectively can fight for the removal of the appointment of INEC boss in the hands of the president. We alone can fight for electoral reform. We alone can fight for, you know, the end of rigging, grabbing and snatching, you know, during any election. We alone can fight for all these things. If we are waiting for TINUBU to do it, it's not going to end. The youth wing of the ADC, it is good they are talking, but they should know that this goes beyond words alone. This has to do with actions. Because if we don't start taking measures right now, I tell you the truth, these people, they have perfected plans for the rigging 2027. So they will appoint whoever they want to appoint and still carry out their plan perfectly well, and we'll see TINUBU in 2027 again, God forbid. So we right now need actions. We need to start strategizing. That's what is needed. Collectively, we need to stand to ask for, or should I say demand for, all these things. Thank you so much for watching. Please do leave your opinion in the comment section. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Click on the bell icon. The moment you subscribe, that's when you get to know as soon as I publish video. Thank you guys for the love. Thank you for all the support. God bless you richly. Do enjoy the rest of your evening, and see you guys in my other videos.